Hey, good morning, YouTubers. Hey, welcome back to the Virginia Bushcrafter, day 2 of the Georgia Spring Bushcraft meetup. So I am just starting out this morning, getting ready to prepare some breakfast, which is going to consist of maple and brown sugar oatmeal. So I am using a butane lighter, and let me make sure that it is on. Okay guys, so actually I'm just preparing a meal. Just going to boil some water for the oatmeal. But it's been a very interesting time. I'll show you the number of people that have there's more people now than ever before. There's a cleanup crew that goes by, as you can hear the truck. I mean, the place is so well kept. I mean, it's almost like just being in a total different, you're in a totally different environment. Fantastic community. So many people. Haven't purchased much, but I did purchase some citronella candles, which will be fantastic to go out into the bush this summer and help keep the mosquitoes away. And I'm going to be taking two classes today. One is going to be a super shelter building group, and the other one is going to be something to do with trees and sourcing water from the ground. So I'm looking forward to those two classes. I was supposed to have another class this morning that says that was about which cutting tools to take or to carry, but I did miss that class. So I'm going to have the two classes today. I'm looking forward to it. I had two classes yesterday, and I'll have a class tomorrow. But guys, this is one of the greatest meetups that I've been to. If you ever get a chance, you've got to check it out. It's twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my meal, and I'll see you when I head up to the front to just go socialize until 1 o'clock or so and check out the vendors. Hey guys, just wanted to show you quickly. This is the cooking method that I've been using since I've been here at the Georgia Bushcraft. It's called what is it? It's a deluxe portable gas stove. So it works well. Perfect for events like this. Have your butane here, but I'm seriously thinking about making me a small little campfire tonight. I have the wood, I just haven't had the time. But this is just, trying out. Well, not trying out, I have used it before, but it's just an opportunity to do something a little different. But guys, this is just the beginning. I mean, this is Saturday morning, and the people are just really coming now. But I'm gonna see you once I put this stuff up and head up front and go chit chat with some of the vendors. All right guys, starting from the back side, you can see the number of vehicles and people that have come. And as you can see guys, those are volunteer workers. They go by and pick up any trash cans, see if anyone needs any first aid, if there's anything they can do for them. So that's going in the back, which I'm just going to take a walk and show you some of it. This is the back area where some people are camping. I think I may choose to do this next time I'm here. More of a bushy area. As you can see, beyond that location is private property. Someone's deer stand. I think that's called the feeding trough there, but that's on private property. But here's, again, is part of the Georgia Bushcraft. So as many vehicles as you have seen so far, there's quite a few that are actually parked and camping in the woods. Guys, this is a fun time. And there's a lean-to with a buck net, which gives me a great idea. Lean-to with a buck net. That's awesome. And guys, I want to show you in yesterday's course in navigation. These are some of the markers we were using. These were given to as our next bearing. The instructor would give us, for example, she said go to azimuth 353. From wherever we were, that's where we had to go. From here, so I'm not sure, do I see another one, but they were at quite a distance. I do remember going from there to across this area and finding the bearing over there. Someone's camping area, the hammocks right here, hammock camping. This is a very nice setup there. Again, guys, this is day 2 of the Georgia Bushcraft Spring Meetup. See people back there. This is to show you that the Georgia Bushcraft Meetup, not only for adults, for children as well. As you can see, this young man, he's actually having fun sharpening a stick. But this is something great to do with your kids. Get them out into the bush while they're young and let them just enjoy Mother Nature. You can see here was a campfire and his parents, and that's their stay for the weekend. Totally awesome. Well guys, yeah, I wanted to show you just not only in the parking area, the number of people that are actually camping in the bush. I think I'll have to camp here next time.
Okay. We like it out here.
Yeah, it's nice. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself, young man. Yeah, there's a lot of hammock camping back here. And guys, guess what I just came up on? Another one of the aspects or bearings that was used in yesterday's navigation class. This one is 262. And on the second course, the instructor added 6 degrees on each one. So this on the second course would have been 268. Another thing we did in class was learn how to determine the height of trees. With the compass that I have, I am able to determine the height of a tree. That was a very, very valuable lesson there. Over here is a sawmill class going on. I'm just going to walk over. As you can see, here's a base camp. They have signs to tell you where the classes are. They also have lights at night that will show you where you are as well. And they do have showers. Showers are straight back that way. Base camp and showers. So that's why I'm thinking next time I'm here, I will be in the bush. So yeah, I don't know if you can see there, there's a number of people in class. I'm not sure which class that is. We'll just take a peek over this way. I think that's a first aid class.
Somewhere between 6 and 8 inches different possible. If it's higher bleed, sometimes that's not possible because you're running into adjustable areas and we won't be able to adjust with it.
Okay guys, I'm gonna walk up this way. And this is known as the Woodland Class Area. It's camp. Hello guys, you enjoying yourself?
Yes, sir, we are.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too. Adventure camp. I think they just finished a walk through the woods for kids. I think this is the fire class. Yes, this is a fire class. So as you can see, guys, I mean, they just have a plethora of classes here. And here is a sawmill class. We're going to come back to him. This is the dogwood stage.
Exposure, you can thrive about 3 days without water and 3 days without food. Now, those are all averages, but you notice that the last one is the food, so it doesn't make sense to carry fish hooks and prioritizing fish hooks over something like a tourniquet. Now, we know that every one of you got here today in some type of vehicle, and vehicle accidents attribute to more fatalities in this country than lack of kit. So just use logic when it comes to building your kit. Marty's kit was based off of a World War II stainless steel canteen, and I'd recommend that you guys always have a metal canteen of sorts.
I'm going to sit here and check this class out, guys.
Boil water, you can also use it for chemical tabs, and those are going to provide you 2 different ways of treating water. Now, if you use a Grail water filter, you have filtration via mechanical device. You have the ability with the metal version to boil, and you can also put tablets on the top. So now you have 3 different ways of treating water with one system. When you're looking at all the different ways you can do something, you want to look at what's called PACE planning. PACE is an acronym which stands for Primary, Alternate, Contingency, and Emergency, which means you always have your go-to, your first method. Then you have an alternate method in case the first method fails, gets lost, gets broken, that type of thing. And then you have your contingency and your emergency plans. So in addition to my canteen here, my primary on you. It really creates a sense of understanding that if I have gear on me, it's better than trying to find gear or trying to be super resourceful with limited resources. Now, that kit right there can be expanded, and every one of those items in there is a concept. So keep this in mind. A good concept, regardless of time or regardless of scale, is going to be a good concept. So the idea of protection, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're protecting yourself from little microscopic germs by putting antibiotic ointment on you, or you're protecting your home by using a home alarm system. The concept of protection is a universal concept. That's a good concept. Now, in there, you're going to find a lot of different things, and you can say, you know what? That looks a lot like the canteen that you're carrying. And you might say, well, there's certain things in there that look like the items that I carry in my backpack, just smaller. Keep in mind that all of these kits should have redundant layers as well. So you have items that you would consider first line gear that are your everyday carry items. Swiss Army knife in the right front pocket, Bic lighter in the left front pocket, and they're consistently carried in the same spot. But then you have multiple layers where if I were to drop my canteen pouch and go scout around, or if I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to use the little boys' room, maybe I don't grab this, but maybe I have still a few things in my pocket, or maybe some things around my neck on a simple lanyard, and now I'm always going to have a layer of protection on me, right? Now, J. Barry Miller, who runs Tough Possum Gear, he makes these little belt pouches. These things are awesome, and some people call them Possibles pouches. My friend who runs Corvus Survival, Jerry Saunders, who much like Chance is a Marine, Jerry Saunders calls a lot of these ideas eventuality pouches, right? Not possible, but it's an eventuality that, guess what? It will get dark at night, so therefore you should carry a flashlight. Absolutely makes sense. Eventually, your knife will get dull. So carry some way of sharpening your knife. So instead of just saying, hey, it's possible that my knife will get dull, think about when you're packing these kits, what is an eventuality, something that is definitely going to happen. When you know that, you can then say, that's what I should be carrying in my gear, right? That's what I should be carrying in here. So inside this little pouch, I have a lot of eventualities, right? I have fire starting equipment. I have my knife sharpener. Eventually, I'm gonna get cranky. I need my coffee. So I don't care if I heat this up or if I go hardcore and I just pour this underneath my tongue, I will get my coffee one way or another. It's an eventuality that I will carry in this little pouch. Now this company is no longer in business, but again, small pouch just gives you a few different items that you can carry. Little True North compasses. These things are hard to find, but then they find the bird's nest and they're cracking open eggs and eating eggs. So willingness is really important. And there are examples of people who have 2 out of those 3 attributes, but not all 3. So people who are prepared and willing but not aware, imagine someone who's a black belt in martial arts who gets incredibly drunk. Guys, one of my best friends, one of my greatest instructors, says that warriors don't drink. Because imagine if you had to do something and now you were intoxicated and you couldn't save your family, you would not want to think about what would it have been like if I wasn't drunk. So guys, if a black belt gets drunk, they now become a brown belt, a purple belt, a blue belt, a white belt, every drink that they have. So therefore, make sure that you keep your awareness about you, right? And don't be that person that's like, I'm gonna pretend like this is a cell phone. These people throw away their awareness every single day. If you're gonna use your cell phone, what does the military teach? Back up against a wall and do everything like this, right? Be very careful, guys, with cell phones. They zap your awareness every single day. There are people out there that are aware and they are willing, but they're not prepared. I'm gonna get to that one in a second. There are the corkscrew.
The corkscrew. Out of 200 people, I was the only person in the whole place that had a corkscrew.
I love that story.
Amazing, huh? And that's a true story.
And that's like when people say, "What's your emergency?" You know, an emergency might be at a wedding where you can't.
But now you
can't make everyone
happy.
An emergency might
while
be
you're walking
It
around.
could be anything.
right. So I like that
that.
question. Like, what's your emergency? Because
Little details.
because
Name tag.
everyone's got a different hated that. Let's see, where did I put emergency kit versus survival? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what I was trying to cover.
Okay.
All right, and that's the book. Yeah, it's always fun, and then.
Hey guys, that was a class known as 101 skills to know. So I'm just leaving that class. I basically just dropped in on it, which was very good. But I'll tell you more about it. I'm getting ready to head up for another class. A slingshot class.
Then take that palm center all the way back, all the way down, all the way back, all the way down. Tell her again, get the draw weight. Just keep doing that until you get your draw weight. Correcting the tiller as you go. Once you have your tiller proper, it goes fast. Your tillering will go quick. I'm gonna try it again. I need to read some more or get with somebody that's done it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a million books, YouTube videos. I'm much more of a visual guy. Like, if I can read it and get it, if I can watch somebody do it, I'll be able to copy it. So I'll go on YouTube and check that out.
Clay Hayes, one of the guys that kind of followed.
Clay Hayes, good one. I can't remember the names of a lot of them. You type it into Google, you'll find a million results. I would say it's probably the easiest way to follow those grain lines because they make great, excellent. There you go. Really shit.
All right, guys, another great skill taught at the Virginia Bushcraft meetup. The woodland class area where the super shelter group build will be held, and some of the participants are here now.
blocked ourselves out from the wind, and we had one central fire. And then as the fires kind of go out and it feels a little bit cold, someone's bound to wake up, toss a couple logs in. Maybe you're the first person to feed it, and then next thing you know, you wake up, it's 8 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I stayed toasty all night because everybody else was waking up. So super efficient. How this shelter came to be was Morse Kochanski, if you guys don't know him, he wrote Northern Bushcraft, kind of the first book that became popularized on bushcraft. And he lives up in Canada, and he was doing tons of bushcraft and survival training, had a bunch of high schoolers out, and this was the 1980s when these plastic tarps started becoming available, and he was super excited. So he's like, these will make great shelters, and it's much cheaper than canvas tarps and tents. So he brought out a big roll, had 16 students in groups of 4, gave everybody their sheet, okay, build this kind of lean-to structure. And as he was checking around, he noticed that some of the students didn't understand the assignment, and they ended up covering the front of their shelter. And he was like, that's dumb. Like, why did you do that? And then when he looked in there, it's like 0 degrees out. All of the kids in there had their shirts off, their jackets off, they were on top of their sleeping bags, they were sweating inside their shelter. And it's 0 degrees, and he's kind of noticed, and it was bubbling up. And he just kind of had this realization how effective this was. So over the years, Mylar hadn't come out yet. That was a couple years after, and you know, using the space age materials. And then he went and studied the primitive side. He had spent tons and tons of nights in igloos, and as well as observing the greenhouses. So he kind of used the mechanics of the greenhouse with letting light in, trapping that light in its own little bubble, and trapping all that heat in, as well as using the Mylar to reflect the heat back down onto you, because all the heat goes up, especially with a fire. If you're gonna build a fire, the most efficient place you could sleep for heat would be right above it, but that's pretty impractical in most situations. If you guys have ever spent a night in the woods and built a fire and laid down next to it, it's actually pretty cold. And you're like, you know, your shoulder's getting a little hot, and then you turn around. So having like the raised bed to get ideally a 45-degree angle from that fire is about the most work where it's worth diminishing results, right? If you build a 6-foot bed from your fire, you are gonna get more heat, but the amount of work for diminishing results for that extra heat you're gonna get is kind of where it levels out. So that's very brief history. I'm gonna try to go through this quick because I don't know how long this will take as a group build, but I think we're gonna get it done. Everybody wants to come in. Any questions right now? Please interrupt me or add stuff. Any questions? Keep rolling? Okay. So everybody come into my tiny little example. With so many of these there, then it's too hot, or if you can like get right up on it, it's probably too small. So that's what we're building. We're gonna build a raised bed. That's gonna give a place for the cold air, especially if it's wet or snow, you're getting off that. It's not gonna take the heat out of you. Gives the cold air. You can be a little loose when sealing this on the backside for some air exchange. In my experience, you can have like the heat fluctuations in there, and oftentimes like you won't be in there for 10 hours completely sealed. Sometimes you have to feed the fire. Sometimes it gets so hot, it's like, oh, I just need some fresh air. You lift it up, get a big fresh air exchange, and unless you're sealing this in and then it snows 12, 24 inches and it like really seals, that's the only time you'd have to worry about bad gases or something in there. Or you just make sure you leave a little bit of room at the back for some heat exchange. And then what we do is, you can do this a number of ways and apply these principles. You could do a classic lean-to style shelter or an A-frame, but the most effective really takes the shape of the igloo. So I kind of I was testing these out. This is privet. This is super flexible. We're lucky, it's the springtime, the sap is flowing. They're super flexible. That's what we're gonna be using for our poles coming across here, and you do 2. This one's gonna be higher, this one's gonna get lower. And then when I'm building it, I like to kind of lean it out a little bit where it just has an extra opportunity to capture a little heat, and then run 2 in the back. The next step we would do would be to fasten the Mylar blanket to the back of this. And what that's gonna do is that heat is coming up at the 45. It's gonna hit that Mylar blanket and reflect it down into you. And the further you can wrap it back, that heat is gonna be able to heat the back side of you, not just the front. And then we're gonna take the plastic tarp and you completely enclose it. Super important that you create that bubble. If you were to, Morris Kochanski said, like if you were to poke your finger hole at the top of that, you would be losing 50% efficiency just in that one hole from losing heat. So it's important to take care and not poke holes in your tarp and really get it sealed on all sides. The benefits to this shelter is it can be used in super cold weather. It's completely waterproof, super efficient. It can also be, I've used it all seasons around. What I enjoy is once you cut your tarp and have your Mylar blanket, it packages pretty small compared to a tent. And it's very cheap. You can use it for years. It's disposable if you're doing like a one-off trip. And if you need to replace it for a shelter for a single person, you're talking like $30 worth of material. That's way cheaper than modern tents. And it's fun to make. So that is what we're going for. I know I'm cruising fast. Any questions so far? No? All right, so what I had in mind is you guys kind of see it. I'll kind of show you. We need so many of these and we'll go out and harvest it. With the raised bed, it makes it very flexible on where you can build it because you can level the top of the bed on unlevel ground, which is a huge plus. As well as if you can, I'm thinking this spot because this is on a little bit of slope, so when we do like a long log fire, we don't have to raise our bed as high because the fire's already going to be lower. Any questions so far, y'all? Okay. So we need a couple people working on the raised bed. There is a class here.
A group project. Long fire.
This is where determining where to put your fire would come in handy because you can put it a little closer and burn the whole thing down to the ground. That'll be my luck. I turn around, go get some more wood, look back, and the whole thing's up in flames.
Now we have Georgia Bushcraft sauna.
You gotta think like
Oh yeah. All right, so a couple people go in there. A couple people hop in. You guys all sit on it like a bench and start feeling how this works.
Already.
Yeah. This thing will need to settle down a little bit. You want to go in?
Yeah, you're not kidding about the sauna part.
Yeah, and you can see how this thing is already starting to balloon up. See how this thing is starting to get that balloon effect? And we did poke a hole in it, but let me get a picture. Beautiful. Nice. And don't get heat stroke. Yeah, you guys don't have to stay in there too long. But yeah, I recommend you guys try it out. Get in there, boys.
Oh God, it's warm. Oof. Let me try it out, Steve. You do this.
Yeah, as soon as they.
Fire needs to settle down a little bit, that's all.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys smile.
That wind's blowing the wrong way.
All right, you guys cooking? All right, you get out.
Oh my gosh, you can definitely tell a difference.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy, where's the air conditioner? Already starting to sweat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Right, so just to run through the principles of this all again while you guys are experiencing it. Morris Kochanski stumbled upon this when some teenagers accidentally covered the front of their shelter when they were learning using plastic shelters for survival situations. He saw how effective it was.
Where are you guys going?
Then he looked at the igloo and the greenhouse, right? It's light comes
Man,
in,
that's
trapped
hot.
in a bubble. The Mylar blanket actually works as a reflector, so this heat you can see is coming up here. It's hitting the Mylar blanket and it's channeling through and coming across to the back. I learned these with Morris Kochanski in 2017 up at his camp. He got minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit out there, and we slept sweating the whole night in our t-shirts, sleeping on our sleeping bags by doing this.
How do you
It
get
gets
in the middle of the night? So you're in there sleeping.
Yep.
Fire starting to go out. You have to come back out and add wood to it.
Yeah, so what I will do with this long log fire, especially with this being on a slope, is I'll have 2 to 3 logs is all I need for the night, and I'll have them right here, and I just lift it up and roll it there, or have it close enough where, you know, you can push it with a stick, kind of pop it in, and yeah, it's so hot right now, but like I said, I would scoot this fire to be about 1 step away, right? This is the front of my bed. If I'm sleeping in cold winter, my fire starts right here.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try it.
You can hop in. It's fun. It's hot, but it's fun.
Oh, it's warm.
And the bed is actually pretty comfy. It's nice.
Before even sitting down.
Yeah, and so
I'm out. Forget this. I'm done.
How hot is it in there?
these shelters, I've stayed in them up to 15 people, and we will take like trees in the ground, like pine trees, climb up and bend our ridge poles and just lash them with lashings and tie them across. And then when you're building your bed framing, it's like you're doing Lincoln logs and making raised beds throughout the whole thing. I know friends that have made 20 people super shelters, and you can also make them even smaller, more efficient as well. But yeah, so then I would probably, if this is something I want to keep camping in throughout the winter, trim up
Did you
this
feel
stuff.
heat off on top? Did you feel heat up on top?
Yeah. Did you get in yet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't put my hand up there. I didn't check that. As soon as I get in, I realized it was hot.
It's really hard. There's like no point of comparison. You're in the shelter, you're hot. You're out of the shelter.
I know, right?
Yeah, this would probably be a good
Yeah, this would have been good for the fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking for more snakes.
Difference.
No, I
mean,
think
like-
I found one.
Like up in the mountains, you know, it was like still 30 degrees when I was coming up of like, what do I want to teach? And it was like cold.
And there you have the
Then I
super
got down here, I
shelter
was like,
and
I
the
made it.
long fire.
No, you made it right. It's the sauna.
Yeah, it's the sauna.
Yep.
But it's actually the right thing because it's like not something that usually gets presented
Right,
in this time of year in Georgia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
freezing, waiting to build a shelter.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And fighting
Fine.
for people
We
to
figured it out
live
now
there.
what's comfy.
Yeah.
All right, you guys
Say
are
that
seeing
again?
what kind of day it's going to be? Listen up. My name is Joe Flowers, owner of, I'm not even wearing my bling, Bushcraft Global. I run companies where I go down to the Amazon jungle in Peru, Brazil, Colombia. As of this year now, El Salvador and Guyana as well, and more if my wife lets me, that wonderful woman over there. Also, I design knives for Condor Knife and Tool, Top Knives, CJRB,
Just saw
Artisan
two
Knives, BPS, Work
Snakes
Cup,
captured.
Shaving
A bow drill class.
I went on my run, a lady had a pole. And so I stopped and played with that for a couple hours. I got sidetracked. My turn. So it goes this way.
I cleared that divot out a little bit.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah. valuable this way, right? No, no, that's fuel. You worked hard for that, man. Show me how to twist it again. Oh yeah. This is one of the more annoying parts. So I twist it this way, where I actually twist it away from me. It's hard.
Can she still use this?
Yeah. What? The Tinder. So out like this. Down.
This big.
Yeah. You guys might want to slow down. You're gonna hit it.
So we went. We're about to try a different bowl.
Different what?
Different bowl.
A bow?
Yeah. Push, Mom. That's your sentimental value.
Just don't break it.
We had no idea. And I've never competed.
I don't understand. Oh my God. It's hard. Feels good.
She's getting smoke.
Yeah, so that's a good burn. Now you want to cut the notch.
That what she just did is known as a burnout.
Down. Yeah. So it's really, the pressure is not really coming from your arms. It's actually coming from your legs. Okay. So you score the board. And that kind of shows me how I want it to be cut. How I'm going to cut this notch. Yeah. And then, so yeah, so this has to get removed.
Oh, you're amazing.
What? Oh, nice.
You know, and it was nice.
I'm not going to use this notch. Micah?
The gym's
Santa leave?
No, he's ready to change.
How much are your shirts? They're 25 or 30. Depends which one. Which one's 25? The teal one or that one? The round. What size is the teal one? I don't have many left of those. Let's find out.
We started the kids class right about 6 months after I started doing because there was not a jiu-jitsu gym. So we started doing beginners and kids classes up there. My brother was purple belt and I was just a white belt. But so we started doing the class up there, so she went through there. And then when we stopped doing that and everybody switched down, she went on and tested it in. So right that way she should have been.
I have 2 mediums.
And my perspective is young, but it's like we don't do random strikes in the middle of the week. Like we have 2 promotions every year. Other than that, if you miss them, you wait to the next one, and you last promotion.
And then only when I don't. So this
That's
one,
it. There's no like surprising.
As you can see, guys, it is a skill that requires practice.
And honestly, he said,
It's a matter of feel, touch, specific wood, combination of wood. This class is given by Wildcard Wilderness. All right, see you at the next stop.
My thoughts and experience based on things that I've been through. Our distance and direction of travel is directly correlated with our access to drinking water. Once we step off from society, we can only carry about half a day's worth of water at any one time. Maybe a full day if we are. Water is going to be one of the first things that we increase. Now, in the industry, you probably may have heard or will hear people say that, well, I can't walk any more than 500 yards without hitting the water source. And that may be true, but I feel like it's an incomplete statement because not all water sources are created equal. The first thing that we're going to have to do is break our water sources down into three basic overarching categories. And that's going to be moving, non-moving, or what we call slack water, and then stagnant. And each one of those is going to have its own different challenges, I guess you could say, of how we're going to treat this water to make it safe to drink. First thing, the moving water is going to be my preference anytime I can get it. And if I can find it, not only do I want moving water, but I want water that's falling and hitting something. And the reason for that is that falling water oxygenates itself. When it impacts something, even if it's water, it's a more highly oxygenated source. Well,
does distance matter on how far it's fallen, whether
go ahead.
Whether it's better distance it falls, does that really matter? Or
Well, it depends. If you look at like aerators in your live well,
yeah,
maybe a distance of that fall or something like that, and that oxygenates the water and helps the fish survive.
Okay.
But the main reason for that, while highly oxygenated water is not necessarily foolproof, it is a less hospitable environment for things that we don't want to consume. Then we're going to have non-moving, or what we call slack water. This is going to be the backs of your bays, off of the main river channel, farm ponds, things like that. The last thing is going to be stagnant water. The main challenge with stagnant water is it doesn't go anywhere. All it gets is a fresh influx from time to time of rainwater, runoff, things like that, and then you have what's evaporation. And when the evaporation happens, the water leaves, and the things that are harmful to us, chemicals, things like that, stay. And so you'll get very high concentrations in a stagnant.
So what's the difference between slack and stagnant?
Slack water does move some.
Oh, okay, that was your
So
base.
if you've ever seen, like, if you drive by the lake and you'll see the back edge of and the pollen is just laying there, and it kind of develops dust and dirt and things like that. And so what we came up with was kind of a checklist using the word water as an acronym to help us identify what we're dealing with. First thing on that is wiggles. Your tadpoles, mosquito larvae, water bugs, things like that. That's going to be a sign of your slack water. It's not moving very much. And that's going to be a situation where we're going to do what's called a coyote well.
All right, guys, I have just completed my last class for the day, and it was basically, again, water sourcing from the land. And the major topics were W for wigglers, A for animals, T for turbidity, E for environmental, R for runoff. So he explained basically with wiggles, you're looking for anything that's like tadpoles, mosquitoes, and so forth. Animals, are there tracks or signs that animals have been using that water source? Turbidity, which is a dark redness brown colored to the water, indicates high turbidity. Typically this is coloration is caused by decomposition of organic matter such as leaves from hardwood trees that have high tannin concentration. E for environmental, by observing surroundings, can you see anything that would negatively impact either the surface or the ground? And runoff, Even without environmental concerns, if we are drawing water from surface sources, we should consider the steepness of the landscape surrounding the source. So again, I think that's one of the important ones, the runoff. If water's running down and it hits something, as long as the water's running, I think that's probably your best choice. At least it would be my first choice. But as far as stagnation water, like just sitting in a pond or barely moving, I'm always going to look for running water in a stream, creek, river, running water. So that was the last class I had today. He went over things such as the life straw, the mini Sawyer and the grill, and chemical purification tablets or aqua tablets. So again, guys, this is just one of the classes they offer at the Georgia Bushcraft. Again, there are many classes. You can take your choices. Classes for everyone. So I have one class tomorrow, which deals with, I think it's identifying trees, or let me just see. It's just looking into my bag here. The class for Sunday is medicinal tree walk. So I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be able to attend that. We are expecting some type of storm or heavy rains or something like that here in Watkins, Georgia. But hey, it's been fun. I'm getting ready to go up here and speak with more vendors and get ready for the raffle tonight. All right, guys, so I'll see you later on. This is a fire contest. Starting a fire the quickest.
Who's good at fire, baby? Come on and help this kid out. Give him some advice.
I see smoke over there for those fire challenges. We have got coals, we've got smoke, and where there's smoke, there is fire. Guys, go check out that fire challenge. It's happening right now. We have a minute now for this fire challenge. Go check it out, cheer them on, clap your hands. They need the support. We are not dropping tickets yet, guys. Just check out these awesome prizes. See what you want to put your hard-earned dollars to and what you want to take with you when you leave this Saturday edition of Georgia Bushcraft.
By the way, in beer. It's in my beard! It's in my beard! I can smell the beer.
There's a fire.
Man, I tell you what, if you had that fire built 3 inches my way. It'd be done, John. Oh, hey! Show some love, man. Show some love. Yeah, there you go. Keep going, keep going. I got 3 spots, guys.
Looks like we have our first winner, but not our last.
Come on, I got number 1.
Those are 9. No, you can't. There's 9.
Are those flames going to reach that string?
You guys are getting hypothermia.
No, I can't.
The flame has not reached the string.
I'll just respawn. I can't die.
Come on, bitch, bear.
There we go.
Remy, do we have a winner over here?
Oh man, look at that. We got 2 of them.
Oh, we're getting close.
Yeah, that's where it's going to burn it. Come on, burn it. There we go.
We got a winner. Got a winner.
And then we already got 3 guys. We got 3 already.
Come on. That's first place.
I can see burning.
Where's my number 1 guy? Come on up. All right. Chris, what's your instruction bus?
Pound pole, pound straw.
Why?
Very flammable and very dry.
What's your instruction bus?
Number 3, hey.
Big old round. Where you got? What'd you use?
First place winner right there.
Pine straws. What else? Pine straws is what I was looking for.
Oh, you can keep it.
Oh, I don't know what stuff is.
Now we can make
Pine straws. If you're trying to start a fire, know where you're at, go and start your fast. So,
Throw some more wood on there, Ruben.
once again, we want to thank Georgia Bushcraft as well.
I knew I wasn't going to be first, so I did it.
Yeah.
And let's start off with, where's my number 3 winner now? That was you? So what we got is the whistle, a lighter with the sleeve with the whistle, pocket bellows, and the golden handle barrel rod.
You gotta give me something. You gotta give me something, right?
Where's my number 2?
Fist bump. Free dopamine.
Number 2, you get an extra tack lighter, a lighter sleeve.
That's number 2 right there.
A bomb-proof Bushcraft lighter sleeve, a whistle, and the golden barrel rod.
Winner number 3.
Chris, you get the coveted goat.
Golden goat.
The greatest of all time. To give you one of the bomb-proof whistles, a bomb-proof lighter sleeve, of course, the golden barrel rod, and I want to present with you the Bush one. That's all yours. Woo!
Thank you. Yeah, good job. It's my weekend. It is.
Let's have fun at the raffle. Let's have some fun tonight, all right, guys?
Chris.
Thank you very much.
Where's your fire?
Hey everyone, just want to let you know, hey, this is day 2. It has ended. I am in my tent now. Do not have all the lights on right now, but I know where everything is in my tent. But I just want to say it's been a very enjoyable day. Took some great classes. One of the classes I enjoyed more than anything is having the Morris Kochanski Super Shelter. It was a group build. It was great. I also attended a class, water sourcing from the land, as well as a 101 skills for preparedness, and that's about it. But it's been a great day. Attended a rally, a giveaway, and watching the fire challenge was pretty good. So guys, again, if you get a chance, hey, you got to come check out the Georgia Bushcraft meetup. It happens twice a year. So tomorrow is day 3. I'll be heading back to Northern Virginia. So hey guys, I'll see you in the morning. Take care. Hey, good morning guys. Day 3 of the Georgia Bushcrafter. However, I am going to be departing early to try to stay ahead of a storm. But I just want to let you know this has been, once again, an enjoyable experience. As you can see, some of the people are doing the same thing. Not as many people here, but it is going to go on until 12 o'clock noon, and they are still going to hold classes. So I just wanted to let you guys know space is clear, packed, and everything. So again guys, if you ever get the opportunity, get to the Georgia Bushcraft meetup. It is held in April and in November. One of the most spectacular events that you will attend if you are into homesteading, bushcrafting, camping, fishing, anything to do with the outdoors, even knitting, flint knapping. It's just a host of things. You can go on the website and check out what they have to offer. It's just unbelievable. I've met a lot of great people here today. I'm looking forward to seeing them again in November. So with that guys, I'm going to head out of here, and as always, like father and son, mother and daughter, human and nature, we are all akin in some form or fashion. So get out in the bush and have some fun. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter signing out at the Georgia Bushcraft Camp Meetup 2025.